So there I was in the huddle. My friend Trevor is the quarterback. The rain was so loud that it drowned out all other noises surrounding me. I could barely hear the chatter amongst my teammates unless they yelled, but I heard Trevor call the play. Left 27G, while staring directly at me. He and I made that unsaid connection, knowing it was my time and I was going to do whatever I could do to get the touchdown. I line up behind Trevor with my fingers in the muddled dirt while in my three-point stance. I couldn't tell whether it was sweat or the rain dripping down my face. But I think back, and it made me ignore the pain I had in my knee in the weeks leading up to that day. He snaps the ball to me as I carry out the power run play. Running left. The hole I am supposed to run through is clogged. At the time I was thinking, if I'm ever gonna gain some positive yardage, I have to cut right through the middle. I can tell you this now, I regret that decision. So there came a noise soon after that I will never forget. That thunderous pop that could be heard from around the world. I immediately lost balance and fell hard on the football field. Now I do not recall when I began processing the pain, but the pain was the worst I have experienced in my entire life. My screams echoed the stadium while everyone stood there watching in silence. Knowing as soon as I didn't get off the ground, my coach hustled over to evaluate the situation. "Where does it hurt, son?" he asked. "I don't know," I lied, screaming. "Well, what do you mean you don't know where it hurts? Obviously it hurts somewhere if you're screaming like this." The decline of the shock allowed me to regain a grip of what was going on. I proceeded to motion toward my knee. He asked for a pair of scissors and began cutting my tights, which confused me at first. What was he doing? Was looking for bruising, swelling, or any indicators of a serious injury. I remember the look on his face after he took a look at my knee. Oof, that was the moment I knew my leg would never be the same. My mother picked me up and took me to the hospital. On the drive, I barely noticed the pain, as the adrenaline was still rushing through my veins. Again, it was the rain taking the attention away from my knee. I began to think about how this injury is going to affect my life and my football career forever. The anxiety dominating my mind told me that my season was absolutely over. I can't remember the rest of the car ride. Next thing I knew, I was at the hospital waiting for the doctor to enter the room. My heart sinks as I hear the knock on the door. The doctor introduces himself to me. In an attempt to take the attention off of my knee, he tries to make small talk. "No offense, sir, but I'm eager to know how bad of a shape my knee is in," I snapped. He informed me, "Well, it looks like you were pretty reckless with your knee. It turns out you have a complete ACL tear, a partial MCL tear, and maybe some nerve damage." Confused, I asked, What does this mean?" I know now that I already knew the answer to that question at the time. "You're done for the season, and maybe football altogether." My insights were pulled apart from the words that came out of the doctor's mouth. I assumed I was done for the season, but to never play my favorite sport again? It was unbearable, and I still have never recovered from that information. A hobby that I lost forever. Before the injury, I've always had tree trunk legs. Whew. I could squat a horse and I could deadlift a car. Whoa, that was some heavy weight right there. That was taken from me after I had the surgery. The road to recovery was going to be long, hard, and painful. Months of physical therapy to gain up to 70% of the power of my legs once had, and even that I had a 50% chance of retearing my ACL. Now, I am not the young man I was. Exercise and strength are achievable, but at a higher cost. To this day, my main goal is to regain the strength I had once had and be pain free as the years grow on to me. Thank you.